Okay, so this video is going to demonstrate the long tail cast on. Working yarn away from your body, tail towards your body. Right hand's only job is to hold the yarn onto the needle. It has no other job, shouldn't touch the yarn, shouldn't manipulate anything. This is its job. And then it draws around, and that's how we cast on. Left hand should be in this shape. Thumb and index finger go in between the two yarns. These three are going to wrap around and hold that tension. So let me show you that again. This shape, index finger and thumb go in between the two yarns. These three wrap around to hold that tension. Then we open the index finger and the thumb, and we're going to rotate up. Tuck your pinkies in, push your thumbs to the ceiling. We want to see our palms so that we know what we're doing. If we try and cast on like this, we can't really see where the yarn is and how we're picking that up. So we're always going to rotate to the ceiling. You want to be about this far apart. You don't want to be this far apart. It doesn't help any when things get loose. And you don't want to be this close because you can't draw around and see what you're doing. So there's kind of a sweet spot, and it's about there. All right, so let's start. Index finger and thumb in between the two yarns. These three fingers wrap around, open the index finger and thumb, and rotate to the ceiling. All right, now this knitting needle is going to draw on our left hand and pick up the yarn as we draw. So we're going to draw up our thumb, we're going to draw down our index finger, and we're going to come back to the ceiling. Now right here is a hole, a loop our thumb has created. That knitting needle is going to dive into that and come back up and point to the ceiling. And then we're going to release our thumb and tighten that up. 2 stitches cast on. 1, 2. The first time it is, you get a double. The rest of them, you have to earn each one. So this shape again, in between the two yarns, fingers wrap around, index finger and thumb open, and we rotate to the ceiling. Up the thumb, down the index finger, out that loop and up to the ceiling. Release the thumb, and you can shake a little bit this way to tighten. And again, in between, wrap around, open, rotate. Up, down, out the loop, up to the ceiling, release it and pull. There we go. This position, in between the two, wrap around, open and rotate. Up the thumb, down the index finger, out the loop, up to the ceiling. Release and tighten. As you can see, now we have 5 stitches on there. The braid should be on the bottom, the loops should be on the top, and that index finger's job is just to hold those loops into place. If this starts to rotate around to the top, your index finger's not holding the stitches properly. You need to hold those stitches with that finger. Again, I'm going to go in between the 2 pieces of yarn. These 3 fingers are going to grab both pieces of yarn, open the index finger and the thumb apart, and rotate to the ceiling. Then we're going to go up, down, and out the loop. My preferred tightening method is just to release the thumb and use the thumb to tighten it. Then my hand is ready for another one. Up, down, out, and tighten. Up, down, out, and tighten. 2 fingers go in, we open them, we rotate, up, down, and out. Now, if you can't get that finger to tighten it, just shake everything, tighten that up. You don't want to be too tight. You want those stitches to move freely on that needle. Otherwise, later, when you're trying to knit those stitches, you'll have lots of complications. So if you can't slide the stitches on the needle, you're making it too tight. So then when you tighten it, you want to keep it looser. You go up, down, out, and not so tight to keep that loose there instead of cranking that down as tight as you can get it. That one's too tight, but these 2 are nice and loose. So that is the long tail cast on. Up, down, out, and release. There you go. Long tail cast on.